Big plans are in motion, Hunter. Everything seemed kind of hopeless until I started poking through Dad's old files, and then bingo, the old man delivered.
The man you hated?
Gives us our biggest ace in the hole. I know, the irony is not lost on me.
No offense, but I am not sure I trust anything your father created, especially after the way you described him.
Now, you can say anything you want about me or my family, but you can't question our scientific ability. That's the one thing in life none of us screwed up. The original intention of the Gamma Accelerator was to supercharge gamma radiation. It could make a Hulk smash into a Hulk obliterate.
I see where this is going.
And who says Hulk gets all the fun? It would take just a few modifications to make it into a very potent weapon. To be honest, I think that's kind of true of everything my dad created.
So, the lab
is on our to-do list, but right now we have something more pressing.
We need to get our hands on the Parchment of Power.
And to do that, we need Johnny Blaze to play ball. This is a good plan. I know it.
A force field like that, powered by demonic energy, would be impassable for nearly everyone.
Nearly?
Well, the magic that created that force field was the darkest kind. Not unlike the dark energies within you.
Just because dark magic lives in me does not guarantee I can pass through a demonic barrier.
Listen, I didn't mean...
Your body is mostly water, so I suppose you would have no trouble passing through a wall of ice?
Yes, if I could make my body hot enough to melt the ice.
So what do you suggest? I go up and try to walk through the barrier?
Not yet. You will need protection.
Some sort of armor?
I don't want to say too much until I've consulted the library. We will talk soon. That barrier is not as insurmountable as it seems.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Shouldn't take long.
Get to the trucks and grab those artifacts before they roll out.
I will make it quick. Blade told me to mention your mother. Apparently she is promiscuous.
That was something.
Target all systems active.
You guys should talk to your union rep. I don't think you're supposed to be fighting on our level yet.
This shall be of great help.
Here we go.
I am impressed. Do not bother running.
I'll head.
You're gonna regret that.
I am not myself.
Reinforcements inbound. Mother, protect us.
Still waiting for them to try something.
That truck is about to move out. You're running out of time.
Fail, Smydra! for just anything.
The wonders of modern technology.
We serve until the end. For victory!
Let's see how tough you are. Someone call for reinforcements? I am a roll.
Maybe I should be flattered.
Let's do it. Time.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Here, this should help. They still haven't changed their minds.
Hydra's in control of the situation.
Engaging target!
Don't make the same mistake twice. Appreciate it. That looked like... You should have known.
Time for the real thing. Regroup and await reinforcements. We are immovable.
They are set on coming after me.
Another truck is about to leave. You know what to do.
You can thank me later.
I owe you one. Just try to...
I have always wanted a sidekick.
The artifacts are secure, but why don't you teach Hydra a lesson while you're there?
Regret ever facing me. good to be back in the fight. No point in protecting your master now.
Not a problem.
Let's do it. Does Hydra even pay you enough to cover your medical bills? This shouldn't take long. Hey, it worked, didn't it?
Hey, that hurt! Kill it!
No mercy! Servants of Lilith! You are too weak for this fight.
We've done it. Excellent work.
New York always comes together during a crisis, and seeing us fight them hastens it.
There are only
Tony could blot out the sky with the number of satellites he could launch to hunt for Blaze, and I don't think it would do any good. Meanwhile, the greatest help we could have asked for came from this mysterious demon locked away in these flames for all eternity. Demons are, by definition, evil, yet this one seems to want to help. And I'm inclined to trust it.
I hope you are not really planning to take the advice of a demon. It feels like a mistake.
I'd like to think you'd have trust in me by now. I've worked with demons for years. Yes, they can be treacherous, but in this case, it could be on to something.
So, Robbie.
Is very definitely the key to finding Blaze. How do we make that happen? I think Stark and I have our work cut out for us. Tony and I need to put our heads together. We should have something soon.
Tony, why do you name everything after yourself?
Well, you seem like a bright person. Why don't you tell me?
Because you love seeing your name and love everyone else seeing your name.
Ouch, that hurts, boss. Do you really think that little of me? I explained the naming thing in one of my Tony talks. Well, I had a blast. Hope you did too. So I'm not usually a classics guy, but Abby is...
Watch yourself, Hunter.
That felt good. Needed that.
We're gonna need a new training dummy. You ended that one's career.
Sorry to bust up your equipment. Training at night always gets me in the zone.
I'm the same. Night Stalker, all the way. Gives me a chance to let go. Be myself without worrying what others might think.
Bub, I don't even know what myself is anymore. Butchers at Weapon X threw my mind into a blender. Wanted to erase the man to unleash the pure beast. They got what they wanted. And then some. Charles has been trying to help me put the pieces back ever since. I'm not even sure I want to remember it all.
A vampire fed on my mother during my birth. Whatever. Years later, when I had to put her down.
We better order a lot more training dummies.
This night is darker than most.
Why? Is there a danger I am not seeing?
You're looking right at it. Lilith's darkness is testing me, Hunter. Her power is growing and mine along with it. I won't lie. I like feeling this strong. I like it a little too much. Surely you felt it too.
That darkness you feel? Use it to make you stronger. Grow your powers.
Didn't think you'd approve of anything connected to your mother, Hunter.
I approve of whatever makes us stronger. If you feel a connection to Lilith, then use it to help us defeat her.
That's the plan. If I manage to avoid becoming some kind of demon. I'm doing my best to keep the blood-sucking beast in me at bay, but it's getting harder and harder each night. And I'll be honest, it pisses me off. You know how much I like to be in control.
Do not be afraid of your own shadow blade, when it is your shadow that gives you your edge.
And it's a sharp edge, too.
You know, sometimes I have found all you need is a good night's sleep. It does wonders for my outlook.
Good nights, bad nights. I really don't sleep. It's not my thing. I'll be awake for a long time tonight. If you're not busy, we could sit a while. It would be nice to catch up.
And what would you like to talk about?
Whatever you want.
Are you curious about the Fallen? Do you think we can bring them back?
I wonder. They look terrible on the outside. I can't imagine they look any better on the inside. But I don't want to think those things about Wanda, so I really don't think about it at all.
Lilith's evil goes deep. It corrupts to the core.
Like I said, I'd rather think about other things.
Do you think the Sons will ever pull it together as a team?
A team's only as good as its leader. Maybe that leader is you, maybe it isn't.
Seeing you and Logan bonding through training makes my heart glad.
Logan's a good sparring partner. He doesn't hold back. Wouldn't mind having some of his carefree attitude, but not enough to lose my edge.
There's a lot more to Logan than appears at first.
I know he's got his dark side. He's just better at showing it off.
While we are talking about Lilith, is there anything she might be able to use against you?
You mean leverage?
Lilith looks for weaknesses as a way to get into your mind. I need to know about yours.
I knew a woman once, Gloriana. We traveled the world together, slaughtering vampires and making love. Good times. We were in London and got word of a master vampire on the loose. My big ego told me I could kill him as easy as the others. I was wrong. I nearly got myself killed, and because of that mistake, I left him an opening to turn Glory into one of his kind. The woman I loved became the thing I hate. I'll spare you the rest of the details.
It is okay. I understand the emotions. Love turning to hate resonates with me well. This seems like a good time to train with Carol. Why not?
Logan's here.
No, I mean, if you have feelings for her, you should...
I said Logan's here.
Ah, right. I understand. The night is only getting darker, and I am getting tired.
Then sleep?
You are not going to hit the coffin too? It is going to be an early morning.
I don't know what it is with you and coffins. If you're not busy, we could sit a while. It would be nice to catch up.
And what would you like to talk about?
Whatever you want.
Oh, come on! He's the original spirit of vengeance, and like, my personal...
For all I care. Just don't tell me I didn't warn you.
When many of the elder gods were corrupted and became what we would call demons, the god Atum, born from Gaia herself, was set upon our world to slay these monsters. In that sense, the two of you have had a shared purpose. You may just hope his blessing.
shall be of great help. They cannot possibly match your strength. I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. You were too weak for this fight. No mercy, servants of Lilith. Loyalty to the Mother of Demons will be your undoing.
Atum was unleashed and made quick work of the demons, but in the process, he became something of a monster himself. He even became known as the Demogorg, the god.
If this is your timing could use some work. Leave some for the rest of us. I am impressed. Your mother abandons you. Feel my call.
Just imagine how much more difficult this would be if Charlie wasn't there to join you. I think you owe her a treat after this.
Once again, Lilith's servants fall. Leave some for the rest of us. Return to your mother.
I think Blade is honestly jealous that you're getting this extra training in. And with live fights, too.
They cannot possibly match your strength. I am impressed. You were unprepared. You have earned... Pathetic.
If that doesn't make an impression on Atum, I don't know what will. Good work, Hunter. With Atum's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there?
Atum be praised. Atum, show me the way. Something terrible happened here. This area, it feels wrong somehow. I sense an old suffering.
Members of the local coven were persecuted here. And worse.
Witches?
Salem's history with witches may have been distorted over the years, but some things are true. The witches of Salem did their best to thwart Shaw, but he rallied his congregation against them. The catalyst of the infamous Salem witch trials. When the coven called out in distress, it was Lilith and Sarah who came to their aid.
Caretaker and my mother knew their powers could help others, and they did not hesitate.
Of course not, dear. Your mother was a gifted healer, and Sarah was never one to back down from a fight. They also knew the signs of Chthon's influence, and Shaw's sudden rise to power undoubtedly got their attention.
Chthon's corruption had taken root in the New World, just like the colonists themselves.
And while Lilith and Sarah were still preoccupied in Transia, they entrusted one of the moon seals to the Knights of Wondergore, who brought it to the Coven with the hope that its power would reinforce them enough to deal with Shaw.
But that is not what happened.
Unfortunately, no. When the plague came to Salem, the same one that afflicted your father, Shaw used it to further agitate his flock by placing the blame squarely on the Coven.
And the witches?
The mob was vicious. And the rest is history.
But what about the moon seal?
After the trials, the moon seal vanished along with Shaw. Without drawing any conclusions, I think we can both guess where it went.
If this was his church, then it is possible the seal is still here, or somewhere nearby.
You read my mind. Good hunting, dear.
Atum must not see it that way. Was this always here? I may have forgotten a few things, but I feel as if I would remember a decrepit church on the grounds.
You may not remember the structure, but maybe you've heard of the man responsible for it? Hiram Shaw? This was his house of worship, and like a great many things on the grounds, Sarah preferred to keep it in a sort of mystic quarantine. Even I haven't been inside.
Is that all she did while I slept? Seal things off for our protection?
She can be overzealous at times, but in this case, she was right to be wary.
So what dark secret does this place hold?
When Hiram Shaw first came to Salem, he was little more than a charlatan posing as a preacher. He managed to convince a few desperate souls to join his congregation, and with their help, he broke ground on this church. Whether it was coincidence or fate, in digging beneath the church, Shaw found something that would change the course of all of our lives. A long-forgotten page of the Darkhold.
If Shaw found a page of the Darkhold, it was because Chthon wanted it that way.
I tend to agree. That cursed book is always seeking out a way to return its master to power.
And a power-hungry preacher makes for the ideal messenger of darkness.
Yes, Shaw was an eager study, consumed almost immediately by the whisperings of Chthon and the Darkhold's power. Nearly overnight, the people of Salem, old and new, were at his threshold, waiting for the word. It's always good to see you.
Tell me about Hiram Shaw.
By all accounts, Hiram Shaw was a desperate man. Desperate for power, wealth, influence, the usual desires that cloud men's minds. As I understand it, he was a largely unsuccessful minister before his arrival at Salem, traveling from place to place, swindling whatever followers he managed to gain before being run out of town. To think that a simple man like Shaw finding a piece of the Darkhold was enough to set all of this in motion, it puts things in perspective.
What do you know about my father?
That's not an easy question, dear. What would you like to know? Was he a good man? Yes, I think he was. Your mother loved him dearly, and he doted over her. I think for a time she forgot who she was, where she came from. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. She and Sarah both deserve to find something more than just another fight with Chthon. Lilith did. Sarah didn't. At least, not for a while longer still. I honestly think that's the only thing she ever had against him, blood or not. Until we speak again.
How long did the Salem witches hide here before meeting their end?
Never a... Goodbye, for now.
This place looks so lonely. This must be Shaw's study. She believes in our purpose. Ward is not like anything I have seen on the grounds before.
And yet, it's familiar somehow.
Like the wards of protection that Wanda invoked to protect Dr. Strange's sanctum?
Very perceptive, dear. Maybe you should approach the good doctor and see if he has any insights. And Hunter, be circumspect. Dr. Strange is no fool. Something on your mind?
Did Wanda
I
ever
suspect
make it
she
to
did.
this place?
But if she discovered something, she didn't tell me. You know where to find me, Hunter. matter? Hello.
Oh my god, Robbie. Why are you so pumped about meeting Blaze? Word on the street is
Need something, dear? Until we speak again.